or messaging someone and someone says, I'm interested as long as it's not MLM, right? And so, that's like, what do you do, right? What do you do there? They said they're open, but not if it's MLM. Well, traditional kind of thinking and maybe even traditional kind of sales would have you say, well, what's been your experience with MLM? How come it's and do your research on finding out. And I'm not saying not to do that. I'm just saying that's not what I did. My response, if someone says, hey, I'm open unless it's MLM, my response would be, okay, no problem. It is MLM. I actually didn't have the investment capital, or I didn't have the money to start a regular business, but I was able to start this network marketing business, no problem. So no worries. Best of luck to you. I got to run, and we got something going on here tonight, but I wish you the very best. And so when someone, and the reason I respond that way is when someone says, as long as it's not MLM, it's a positioning. And so it's a positioning of I am the prize. Like that's what someone's saying. I'm the prize, and I'm not going to do that sort of thing. And so when you make it clear that they're not the prize, and you really don't care if they join or not, it kind of messes with them. And so, I don't, and again, hey, if you're really good at Columbo in it, at putting, pull up your Nancy Drew, blouse and, whatever Nancy Drew in it, and just inquiring them and finding out, what in their childhood made them hate MLM, then go for it, rock it out. But that's just, to me, that's not a postured response. And so, that doesn't mean that that I won't ever recruit those kind of people. I've had a lot of people, like a lot, that were like anti-MLM, but because I'm like, okay, you're not the prize, and cool, it is MLM, so no problem, not for you, I'm out of here. I've had a lot of people say, well, what kind is it? Okay, and so it takes them from up here position-wise to, right? So now they're chasing me, they're pursuing me, they're asking me questions, because I already told them I'm out, right? I'm out of here. And so that's just how I respond to it.
Hey there, cats and kittens. My name is Alonda Carter, and I am the Recovering Hunbot. I create anti-mlm videos, and I'm also dipping my toes into true crime, but if you think about it, isn't multi-level marketing criminal? Anywho, if you enjoy anti-mlm content or true crime, or maybe both, then you might want to do that whole subscribe thing. You could probably tell from the intro that I'm going to be pulling back the curtain on a specific multi-level marketing coach. I will provide my insight to what he said about people that are anti-MLM and react to his response to the letters recently sent to multi-level marketing companies by the FTC, and also provide my commentary and reactions to what the Huns are saying about anti-MLM in his rank maker group. The contents of this video is based on my research, experience, and opinions. It's intended for entertainment purposes. You might say that I throw some shade on the MLM industry. I am definitely giving it the side eye, and I may actually spill a little bit of tea here and there along the way. Anyone I mention in this video is a public figure, or there is information about them readily available on the internet. Please do not send any hate to any individual mentioned here or anyone participating in the multi-level marketing industry. As always, please do your own research and be kind to each other and to me in the comment section. I am critiquing an industry that I find problematic, and those who create MLM companies or companies that are supposedly created to help you become successful in MLM. So now let me tell you my response to what he says about anti-MLM. Okay, if you don't know this, Ray teaches something about posture, that it's all about maintaining your posture. And that is why his response includes this, hey, I have to go, I have this thing going on, which is not true. But according to him, if you do that, then people who are against MLM are going to start asking questions. The people I know that are anti-MLM do not give a flying monkey's nut nor a donkey's turd about any direct sales, network marketing, or multi-level marketing, anything. If people are anti-MLM, they have zero interest, because most of the time, they have actually done their research, unlike those who are pro-MLM. They do not look at the other side because when you're in MLM, it's not encouraged to do that. And no, when we say as long as it is not MLM, we mean just that. This whole thing about positioning and being the prize, in my opinion, is complete and utter BS. We are literally not interested at all and don't care about what you are doing or who you are doing it with or your team, any of that. It is just his way to make MLMers feel like they can prospect and ensnare someone who is anti-MLM. And while that it messes with us, really? Yeah, okay, yeah, sure, not. And dude, there is not any childhood trauma that causes anyone to dislike MLM. Maybe it is our experience and our research that led us to feel and believe the way that we do because we are using what's called critical thinking, unlike those that are in MLM. Literally, no one I know in anti-MLM is going to chase someone who is MLM to find out more about their nonsense. That is just not true.
On June 5th, a few days ago, the FTC issued a second round of COVID, is what they're calling it at least, COVID-related warning letters to a few MLM companies. And some are very obvious. Like some are like, come on, knuckleheads, what are you doing, man? But there's one in particular that is that you need to be aware of because it's extremely mild, and it's just total overreach. It's just the way it is. And first, you have to understand what's the marching orders of the FTC coming after MLM companies. It's one thing, and this is the premise that a lot of government institutions and a lot of politicians use to reduce freedom.
Ray says a premise is used to reduce freedom in the form of group protection and states freedom is taken away under the guise of group protection. Following his logic, if people are being protected from MLM companies, those who participate in MLM companies are having their freedom squashed. You may be familiar with the BITE model, which is behavior control, information control, thought control, and emotional control. But the concept of undue influence is not something that those of us in the, anti-MLM world tend to focus on, at least as far as, what I have seen. Like many things in life, influence can be used in a healthy and constructive way, or it can be unhealthy and destructive. Business opportunity cults, aka multi-level marketing, network marketing, direct sales, all of those things, aka high control groups, all use influence in a destructive and unhealthy manner. For the individual, your true identity becomes eroded and replaced by the MLM identity over time. The leaders, be it the CEO or very high-ranking distributors or people who offer to coach others on being successful at MLM, create a very black versus white, good versus bad, profane versus sacred kind of an environment. They do this so that you think that they hold some sort of secret knowledge and they become this all-knowing authority. Anything contrary to what they say, the individuals that are high-ranking or these, MLM coaches or the MLM company itself, anything contrary is absolutely to be rejected. One thing that MLMs talk about all the time is that what you do needs to be duplicatable. Basically, create clones of yourself. There are tactics used to mentally manipulate you, and you become willing to do anything so that you have the laptop lifestyle you were sold, meaning message 100 people a day, follow up with people until they are dead. Whatever It is. You will do anything so that you are successful in MLM. And what you do in your mind becomes justified because MLM is the key to heaven, so to speak.
And that is group protection, right? So, last night actually, I watched V for Vendetta, which is, there's a couple very interesting parts in there. It was written by Alan Moore, who also wrote, he actually wrote it as a comic, believe it or not, and he also wrote The Watchmen, which both he's a very, very smart guy. But the guise of user protection, the guise of group, the facade of group protection, and I shouldn't say facade, because I believe they probably believe this, but that's where a lot of freedoms are taken away on that premise. The premise of group protection, let's eliminate these options so that we protect our people. So I'm with the government, I'm here to help. Very dangerous line. There's one in here that I'm gonna read it to you. I won't say the company name, right? These are all on the FTC website. Some of these are very obvious. Let me read some. Let me read some obvious ones. A social media post that said, "Virus Corona worried? I've been boosting my immune system for several years with high quality supplements. You can too." Okay, you cannot say. I certainly would not say Corona anything around anything about my product company, anything at all. But at this point, I wouldn't say virus either. Here's another one. Take care of your health, your body. Avoid many diseases, many viruses, since this virus and many others are here to stay. Coronavirus, influenza, flu. We should nourish ourselves. These are obvious ones. They really are. So there are several that are just like, okay, don't say those things. And again, they are operating on two things, right? And so they are operating on, we are here to protect the people and those people bad. That's the operation. Those people bad, we're here to protect people, okay? So when you say any kind of health claims, especially during this time, then they're going to get you. They're going to come after you. You definitely can't say Corona anything. True or not, this doesn't matter. Like a lot of people think that, the truth, well, that's what we can do. The truth is not what you can do. That's not the way government regulation works. Not the way it works. Truth, that's an odd concept for government regulation. Okay, and so truth is not what they're looking for. You can have double-blind placebo-controlled studies that eradicate coronavirus. You still could not say it. You could have proof that you walked into the hospital, had it, popped a pill, it was gone. Still can't say it. So you got to understand that. Okay. So those obvious ones. Here's one not so obvious. Ready for this? I'm gonna read it verbatim to you. This is what they issued a warning against. Okay, ready? Here we go. There are a lot of people out there who have lost income. You may want to build a side income. Make $500 a month, $1,000 a month, or more. There's no ceiling on this. It's whatever you want it to be. What would you like this to do for you? Maybe it could cover one of your bills, like a car payment, or enjoy more time and financial freedom. I can tell you those are both possible at the same time because I've been living that for the past 8 years, and it's wonderful to be able to offer that to other people. Now, would you have caught that? Would you have said, "Oh, that's terrible"? But let's break it down. So what are the problems here that they are seeing in the guise of, we must protect our people because they're too dumb to figure stuff out? Our people are too stupid to figure things out, so how do we protect them? That's what they're looking at, right? So first of all, I know there's sensitivity. Yeah, exactly, right? I know there's sensitivity to insinuating people having lost income, even though it's true. But remember what I told you about truth and government regulation. It makes no sense, right? They're two different things, okay? So I want to break these down. They don't say this is the line. I read you the whole thing. They have a problem with that thing right there, okay? But I want to break down what they could possibly what they could possibly have a problem with, okay? There are a lot of people out there who have lost income, all right? They may have a problem with that because they may take it as, here's these poor people that have lost money, and the shady MLMer is trying to gobble them up and screw them over and take more of their hard-earned money. Okay, I'm just putting in your deal. I'm just putting you in their head. You may want to build a side income. Make $500 a month, $1,000 a month, or more. Okay, maybe we'll come back to that. There's no ceiling on this. It's whatever you want it to be, okay? I could see them having a problem with that because it's just, what do you want it to be? Well, I want it to be $100,000 a month. Well, it's whatever you want it to be, okay? See how that could be, if your sole mission in life is thinking all MLMers are shady, and you're stealing from the good people that they just can't read things and they don't understand the works involved.
Just wow. The DSA, the Direct Selling Association, is a trade association with headquarters in Washington, D.C. It is a lobbying and public relations group that acts on behalf of its members, which are companies that distribute and sell their goods and services through multi-level marketing. The FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, is part of the U.S. government whose primary mission is to enforce U.S. antitrust laws and promote consumer protection. Those who work in the FTC and those who work for the Direct Selling Association basically have a revolving door. So who is guarding who? For instance, attorney Pamela Jones Harper worked for the FTC from 2003 to 2010, and today she is the Senior Vice President and Legal Office for Herbalife. If you would like me to do a video on people who have worked for the FTC and the DSA, let me know about that in the comments. Ray implies that the FTC is here to protect people. And while that is fundamentally true, he fails to state how the DSA is indirectly connected, since people leave one and work for the other. By omitting this detail, he puts forth an us versus them mentality to those who are involved in multi-level marketing and those who are consuming his content. He paints a very black and white picture that the FTC is saying FTC good, MLM bad. Now that you know that there is this exchange of people between the FTC and the DSA, the distinction is not so clear because you have the fox guarding the hen house dressed up like another hen, meaning the undue influence wielded in addition to the thought reform tactics used is very strong. He brushes off these tactics by saying the FTC is protecting the people from the shady MLMer. At no point does he talk about how the tactics used are deceptive and often fraudulent, in my opinion. He throws shade at those who are against MLMs with his reference to the whole, if your sole purpose in life is in thinking that all MLMs are shady. But, he never addresses why people are against the overall structure of multi-level marketing, network marketing, direct sales, whatever, nor the tactics that they use.
Then this could be construed. Here they are trying to convince people they can make whatever they want. Okay, there's no ceiling on this. It's whatever you want it to be. What would you like this to do for you? Maybe it could cover one of your bills, like a car payment. Now, is that a terrible statement? I don't think it's a terrible statement. I think it's overreach. But again, if you're thinking like them, right? If you're thinking like them, whatever you want it to be, okay? Or enjoy more time and financial freedom. And they definitely have an issue with this. I can tell you those are both possible at the same time because I've been living that for the past 8 years, and it's wonderful to be able to offer that to other people. So now you're saying, look at me, it's what I've been able to do. And although this post overall is saying anyone can do what I've been able to do, and I have achieved an exceptional result. That's the problem. Right? So when you are saying anyone can achieve a phenomenal result, and here I am as a testimonial, as a story, then there you go. Okay. And so how how would you say this? Okay. How about mixing in that it's work? How about mix it in? Now the truth is, there is no limits on what you can make in here, but it does come down to your work ethic. If you are someone that's willing to work, if you're willing to be coachable, if you're willing to really do the work, we can show you how to make extra money from home. It isn't easy. You do have to learn some skill sets, and hopefully you realize that with anything you're going to make money around, you do need to put some work in. But if you're willing to be coachable, we can show you how to do it. Now, the reality is, most people do not have the work ethic to make lots of money in this opportunity. But if you're someone that is, willing to put in time, willing to put in work, notice the difference here. Notice the difference. And I'm telling you right now, you think that limits you. Like you think that this is how do I even talk about my opportunity? I mean, this is how I talk. What do I do? You want higher quality leads? Start being honest about the work.
He does not think saying you can cover a car payment by joining an MLM is a bad statement, but he does admit it's an overreach. I agree that the post is saying anyone can do what I did. However, neither in the post nor what Ray says is there any mention about the how you are able to do. You know what I mean? The amount of money that you spend to do it, the time commitment, what it's like to keep on filling up those holes when people jump ship. He leaves all that out. Now, allegedly, when he was in MLM, his team was 85% of the company. Why did you leave? Why did you leave, Ray, if you had that many people? How long did those people stay after you recruited them? How many times did you duplicate your success with your team members? And how many times did they duplicate success with their team members? And then they with their team members, and then the others with their, and so on. You see what I mean? He is right that it does take a lot of work. It is many, 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 many hours of hard work, and the work never ends. You are never just sipping pina coladas on the beach because of MLM. I'm sure you've probably seen like those posts that people do. I mean, somebody will be in the hospital having a baby, but they're talking about the freedom they have. That's not freedom, sister. How does it stay true that there are no limitations for anyone? He does say it's true that there are no limitations as to what you can earn in MLM, but it comes down to your work ethic. Then why did he stop? Why did he stop MLM if there are no limitations? Why is he not running some team and sitting on the beach? He is reinforcing the myth that as long as you never stop and keep on following the plan, be that plan, from your company or from him, doing these daily actions, you can achieve unlimited resources and unlimited success.
Could you mix in one to not only use an exception? So in this case, this person, they use themselves. They are the exception. I've been doing this for 8 years, and there's no ceiling on it. It's whatever you want it to be. Whatever you want it to be. That's a little tricky. And so, why not? So why not talk about how it's work? You can say simple. I would not say easy. I would not say something like it's whatever you want it to be. Whatever you want, right? I wouldn't do that. And again, it's interesting to me. I see way worse examples of income claims than this. Way worse, but those companies didn't get a letter for some reason. Every company listed are good companies.
Really? Okay, the companies who have received letters from the FTC include doTERRA, Prove It, Total Life Changes, Trainot, Modere, Arbonne, ID Life, It Works, Roden & Fields, Zuvita, Isagenix, The Juice Plus, Melaleuca, Longevity, Vivri, and Plexus. All good companies. Gee, off the top of my head, I know doTERRA, Isagenix, Modere, Arbonne, Roden & Fields, Melaleuca, have all faced lawsuits. I know companies that are not MLM do get sued too, but really, you are saying how reputable these companies are? Let's just take Plexus, for example, and their distributors are called ambassadors. The average annual earnings for someone who is a Plexus distributor is $310.48. And that's good? That's good. Okay. Um, that's good. Wow. Okay.
Good companies. They've been around a long time. They're good. They're good companies. So you just have to be careful. Now, if you hear this and think, oh my God, how am I going to market my business? Well, how about you be a little more forthcoming with how much work it is to make a lot of money and get higher quality leads? Might you get fewer leads? You might get fewer, but might you get higher quality leads? See, if someone reaches out to me, I'm a hard worker, as you can imagine. I'm a hard worker. If someone reaches out to me and tells me how easy something is to make lots of money, I'm turned off. I don't want whatever. I'm not interested. That doesn't interest me. I'm not interested in being duped. But that's what the government's protecting against. The government is thinking. So the government, in my opinion, my humble opinion, the government thinks that citizens are morons. And that their job is to prevent the morons from losing their money. That's what I believe.
So you need better quality leads. What exactly does that look like? I mean, where he doesn't say. And the government is protecting you against easy money? Huh. Well, anyone who has ever been in MLM will tell you it is not easy, even those who are at the top. According to Ray, though, the issue is people just don't have that work ethic. Let me tell you, I know the amount of time I put in each day. I know the amount of time that people that I knew put in each day to get nowhere. And I know how hard we worked. The problem isn't work ethic. It's just not. And really, give me a break. You are only attracted to something that is hard? So I guess that means you want to find people that get excited about hard work. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, I don't want things to be super easy, just easy peasy for me. I do like a challenge. I mean, that's why I've done things that I've done. But MLM is not that. It's just not. And the implication that the government thinks people are morons is absolutely mind-numbing, because it is really those who lure people into these business opportunities knowing full well only a fraction of a percent make money. They're the ones that think people are morons and dupe them into a side hustle. I really think it is the MLM, like overall MLM, and people like Ray Higdon, who are the ones that are taking advantage of people. I will give it to him, though. He is a master at deflecting and making his audience believe that what he says is the truth.
I disagree with it, but let's look at that statement right there. Now, would a normal person, hear that claim and think, oh, there's no work at all involved? A normal person wouldn't. Some would, though. Some would, though. And so, instead, don't talk about how easy it is. Don't talk about it's whatever you want it to be. Don't talk about here's the exception or she's the exception. See, you could take this whole thing, and use someone else as the exception, and it would still be a major problem. So, it's not smart for you to say, I've been doing this for the last 8 years. It's wonderful. It's amazing. Okay? If that said, and hey, my friend Tracy over here, she's been making it and rocking around. Same thing, same problem. When you highlight the exception without talking about the work, you're going to have a problem. And so, and just so you're aware, and I shared this with you before, they can drill into, they have software, they can drill into any private group. So if you think that I just go to my prospect group, and that's where I'll make all my claims, because they can't see that, they're not a part of it. Seriously, I mean, come on. I mean, they can drill right through that. They can read all your posts in a private group.
What exactly is he talking about, that the government can read posts in Facebook groups? Come on now, do you honestly think there are people in the government tasked with monitoring all the Facebook groups created by people in MLMs? Do you really, really think that? Just wow. And the thing is, because he said it, people who, follow him, his quote fans and all that, they're going to believe it. Talk about fake news. This is the kind of propaganda that is dangerous, in my opinion.
Think like the government in this case. They think citizens are morons. They think MLMers are shady, and that you're trying to trick the citizens who can't think for themselves into something. They are not open to a free market. That's not how it works with the government. They don't want a free market. They want more money, more power, so they can, do the regulation and do the group protection. And that's how it is. That's how it is. And so be smart. And if I were you, I might even post something today. I posted something today. Check out my profile after this video. But I might post something today that says, yes, network marketing is amazing, but you still have to have a work ethic to make any kind of money.
So having multi-level marketing, network marketing, direct sales, whatever, means then there's a free market? Are you serious? Are you serious? The thing is, multi-level marketing is deceptive and, in my opinion, fraudulent because people pay for the opportunity to earn money. There is no guarantee that you will ever earn anything, unlike a regular job, which is abhorred by those who partake in these types of businesses because they believe that multi-level marketing is the ticket to freedom. It's not. In my opinion, it's a form of slavery. Most people earn pennies for all the time, effort, and money they put in. The system simply does not allow each person to make a livable wage, no matter what their mindset is, no matter how much they believe, no matter how many hours they put into the system. MLM is a trap, and people like Ray perpetuate the problem because people keep thinking that if they just try harder, it will work. How hard is hard enough?
Right? So saying things like that is okay. It's okay to say that. It's okay. And it reminds me of, when me and a partner bought an advertising franchise, and in the franchise manual, you open it, and literally every page says you're not going to make it. This is very hard. Most people don't make it. It's going to take you forever to get your money back. And then you sign at the end, right? So nothing was hype. There was no hype. It was probably not going to make it. Most people don't complete it. To get return, it's really, right? I'm not saying you have to go that far, but saying that work is involved and not highlighting the exception is smart. And I know that there's other regulatory agencies in Europe. I don't know all the countries for sure, but government loves to expand. They love gobbling up money, creating fear, and gaining power, and that's what happens. So if you're in a country that doesn't have any kind of regulations, here's a future look for you. And so I hope this is helpful. I would not take this. This is not bad news. This is not, here's these terrible companies. I read you. It wasn't that bad, was it?
So you need to be fearful of the government and not the blessed MLM. Did I get that right? Do you see how he positions multi-level marketing as being sacred and the government or anything outside of multi-level marketing as profane? Classic. I think hearing that nonsense about being coachable is the thing that really burns me up, along with the whole work ethic nonsense. Yes, with anything, you do need to learn new skills. But no MLM teaches business skills. I'm not saying you necessarily need a business degree to start a business, but I do think you need to learn a few general principles even if it is a few courses so that you know what you're doing and you know where to go to get help. This image that I am popping up is a 2-year degree plan for an associate's degree in business at Houston Community College. It looks very different from the kind of resources that are handed to you when you join or you buy or whatever, when you get involved with an MLM. Honestly, look up any business degree and compare it to multi-level marketing training. Compare it to race training. Let me know if you would ever like me to do a breakdown comparing, like a business degree with multi-level marketing training, because I think that might be kind of interesting, but just let me know what you think. He puts all the blame on the people, claiming that they just don't have the work ethic to make lots of money from this business opportunity. Never at any point is it the system or the structure of the opportunity. It's never examined critically to see what the probability is to even, quote, succeed. And really all it takes is, just looking at a few income disclosures to see that very few make it. Those who do make it typically have a leg up of sorts, but they don't tell you that. They don't tell you that they were Miss Iowa, or that they have taught Sunday school for the past 10 years and know everyone in their enormous congregation, or that since they have a tanning salon, that they already had this huge list of clients, or that they were in pharmaceutical sales and so they learned how to really sell over a 5-year period. They leave that out and claim that everyone is on an equal playing field. Now, I do agree that anyone should be honest about, an effort is needed. But what he does not say is that the effort means you will see most people do not succeed. And the structure is set up so that those at the bottom spin their wheels. Now, I promised you receipts, and I have them, but this video is already long enough, so I'm going to create a part 2 where I expose what his adherents are saying about, all of this that was in here, these videos and everything, and also what they think about anti-MLM. Let me know what your thoughts are about all of this in the comments. What did you find to be the most deceptive thing that Ray said? And why do you think people believe him so much? Drop that below. Thanks so much for spending time with me. I really do appreciate it, and I'm so sorry that there was so much background noise. Maybe one day I will be super fancy with equipment and have all the bells and whistles. But I want you to remember, you are beautiful, and I love you. Until next time.